Hi, welcome to Active Clinic. Today we have a very special guest, Bina, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about the holistic healing and therapies that we do at Active Clinic. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Bina.
Yes. So I've been practicing as a homeopath for the last 12 to 14 years.
Wow.
Before that, I worked in the pharma industry for big names like Pfizer until I realized that holistic healing is what everybody needs to come out of their health issues. So other sort of pharma drugs you're taking long term with chronic conditions and side effects. So with Active Clinic, homeopathy adds in really well to the rest of the treatments that they offer. I started calling myself a homeopathic practitioner and nutritional therapist. I do specialize in various areas, but menopause in particular. So this is my recent book about menopause, and I think that's what we're talking about today.
So as you've already mentioned about menopause, we're going to be talking about that today. And how is it part of your holistic approach to healing?
So when a woman is going through the menopause, she's going to be struggling with a lot of things: brain fog, hot flushes, fatigue, low mood, and many other symptoms as well. So at Active Clinic, as you guys might already be aware, there's various treatments for menopause, like cryotherapy, which helps with the cortisol levels. And then there's a red light therapy, which helps to balance the hormones. And homeopathy fits in very nicely alongside these treatments. So with homeopathy, we're looking at balancing the hormones. So, and because we're working on that, it takes a little bit of time. So alongside the homeopathy, cryotherapy and red light therapy can give women significant relief from their symptoms. Because menopause is actually, it's a journey. You know, it's not a condition, it's not an illness, it's a journey, it's a transition. And it's about finding the right therapies that help you transition through that period and make it easier to help women come through that journey and, live their best life, really.
Wow, sounds like a dream. Brilliant. We want to know more. So how does nutrition help with hormonal balance?
Okay. So I trained initially as a homeopath for 12 years. And then I found that without nutrition, without making those right changes, it's difficult sometimes to completely come out of what you're going through. So alongside the other treatments that we do, we give advice on nutrition. So what you should eat or what you shouldn't eat, especially with the menopause. There's certain foods that can trigger, like high sugar foods can really trigger symptoms, and coffee and things like that. So we advise on what you should and shouldn't eat. And there's certain foods which are really good, natural phytoestrogens, which you can use to balance hormones as well. And then there's things to avoid. So there's a massive link between any therapy and nutrition, I believe. And so they need to be done together.
Brilliant. So I'm guessing you'll give it all the support and advice that they would need. Yeah.
So to give a whole holistic approach to someone's healing.
Absolutely, yeah. I know that symptoms are different for every woman that's going through menopause. Things can just be up and down and different for every woman. So do you tailor your support for each woman? Do you have different services, package or something like that?
Yes, definitely. So there's a wide range of services that we offer. So for example, if somebody came to us with anxiety, we'd look at offering homeopathy alongside cryotherapy. So cryotherapy would increase the serotonin levels in the brain, and the homeopathy would aim at there's various treatments which aim at nourishing the nerves. So often when a person is going through chronic anxiety, the nerves are, the nutrients, they're sort of lower than they should be, and we replenish those with the homeopathy. We also treat the cause of the anxiety, why that's happened in the past, any traumas, any anxiety, any guilt, all gets cleared with the homeopathy. So these two treatments work really well together.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then often some women suffer a lot with sleep. Sleep is something that a lot of women come and they struggle with sleep. One of the biggest symptoms, I think, and most disturbing symptoms, because if you can't sleep well, then the rest of your day is affected.
Yeah.
So red light therapy is ideal because it helps with sleep and it helps to balance the hormones. And then alongside, again, homeopathy really helps. There's various remedies. So with homeopathy, what we do, we look at when the sleep is disturbed. Is it early on? Is it later on? Do you find it difficult to fall asleep? Or when you fall asleep or wake up? So a homeopathic consultation just goes into a little more detail.
Wow, sounds amazing. So as nowadays, everyone's looking for a more natural approach to healing. So would you say homeopathy is more than just for menopause? Do you provide support for anything else other than menopause?
Yeah, I mean, homeopathy is there for a wide range of conditions. It can deal with acute conditions, but more ideally chronic conditions that people are suffering with long term. And they're on various medications, and they want to try and reduce some of those medications because of the side effects and the long term effect on the liver. So yeah, we deal with a wide range of ailments, more commonly allergies, respiratory, eczema, diabetes, a whole range.
Wow.
How homeopathy works, it looks at each person individually. So if two people came to me and they had the same issue, for example, IBS is a common one as well, I would look at the symptoms they have, I'd look at their sleep, I'd look at their diet, I'd look at the stress in their life, because stress and emotional things play a massive role in any health issue. And I do believe something that's in the mind eventually comes out in the body, and the body's just warning us to deal with that.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's a wide range of things. And more recently, at Active Clinic that's available as well is a natural form of iron. For those people who sometimes can't tolerate iron, so it's a homeopathic version. It helps to restore that imbalance of iron. There's also a natural form of calcium, because everybody knows too much calcium, if you don't need it, can be deposited in the body. But this is a natural form. It's a biochemic cell salt. So again, these are all the services that are being offered here as well, in addition to the homeopathy.
Sounds brilliant.
So over the years, I found that my consultations for menopause in particular became longer and longer, because there were so many questions women had. It's such a difficult time for women, the menopause, basically because, strong, confident, successful women are suddenly experiencing these symptoms and their bodies are changing. And it's almost a feeling of getting old as well, So I wrote this book as an inspiration for a lot of women. So in the book, it's like a book and a journal. So it goes through a lot of the symptoms, what people would experience, what foods they can add in, how their family members can support them. So there's a whole chapter that's designed for family members to read, so they can understand what journey their sister, wife, or friend are going through. And we're also trying to push this out to companies to give out, so that it can support colleagues who are going through the menopause as well. So yeah, I'm quite passionate, considering that half the population are female, and every female will go through the menopause,
And it's surprising how many people don't know much about menopause, or the symptoms, and how it massively will affect you. So it's almost like a little guidebook every woman should have in their home. Really.
Definitely, because we all talk about pregnancy, and everybody's so considerate at work, and you're going through pregnancy. But if your colleagues going through the menopause, they're struggling themselves.
So it's almost brushed off and doesn't seem like it's something as big as it is, or as impactful as it can be to a woman's life.
So basically, to summarize, the therapies that we offer here, like cryotherapy, red light therapy, and homeopathy, can help balance the hormones and make the journey in menopause a lot smoother. It can reduce the stress levels, and also to reduce cortisol levels. Cortisol being the main hormone, the stress hormone they call it.
So that all sounds wonderful. How can people get in touch?
Obviously, if you want to book the sessions with cryotherapy, red light, or homeopathy, you can book through the website. So the homeopathy link is there on the website as well for you to book a consultation. We do a detailed consultation based on all of your symptoms and give you the appropriate treatment. It's about making this journey easier, so everybody has a better quality of life.